This is National Native News. I'm Antonia Gonzalez. Navajo Nation leaders announced Wednesday Navajo land is closed to visitors in response to COVID-19. As of Wednesday night, 3 Navajo citizens, all in Arizona, have tested positive for COVID-19. The tribe has closed tourist destinations and the reservation is now closed to visitors, says President Jonathan Nez.
The Navajo Nation boundaries, there are not, at this time, going to be no roadblocks. We just don't have the resources that we can provide to do that, to put people at our borders, because our first responders and our public safety personnel are helping out with the emergency operating center. We need them there, and again, we just ask for our visitors to respect the sovereignty of the Navajo Nation.
Enhanced travel restrictions encourage Navajo citizens to stay home unless necessary to get groceries, medicine for emergencies, medical appointments, or livestock care. The notice urges citizens to stay home for at least 15 days. Billboards on the Navajo Nation are displaying information and encouracing the public to self-isolate. Acoma Pueblo in New Mexico has also closed tribal lands to tourists due to COVID-19. Notices of closures are at main entrances to the reservation and also on tribal websites. The tribe is located about an hour west of Albuquerque off Interstate 40. The pueblo, which is built atop a sandstone bluff, is a popular tourist destination. An emergency declaration states closures of non-essential services, the casino, and schools for 3 weeks. It also bans citizens from food vending to avoid spreading germs. The Seneca Nation in New York has announced its first case of COVID-19. A non-Seneca employee of the tribal health system has tested positive. According to Thursday's announcement, the individual had limited patient contact at the health system and last reported to work last week and has not returned to Seneca territory. The tribe has closed its health and wellness centers and is deep cleaning the facilities. A state of emergency is in effect on Seneca Nation territories. Many schools in Indian country are exploring ways to keep students engaged in learning during closures due to COVID-19. Haskell Indian Nations University in Lawrence, Kansas, is shifting to distant learning. Some students have remained on campus, but the tribal college assisted most students in getting home on flights or provided gas cards. The editor of Haskell Indian Leader, Jared Nally, says there are many challenges students face when it comes to distant learning. He'd have to limit study opportunities at home because he'd be expected to contribute to the household, and says other students have various concerns.
I've heard some students share concerns that their family household is like going back to a drug den, or lack of internet or resources, or now needing to find a job, or childcare, things that Haskell is providing for them. Now they're in a scramble. And so it's not just finding ways for them to finish their degree, it's removing tools that were making them successful to pursue education.
Classes will resume online next week. Haskell Indian Nations University is federally operated and following federal guidance in responding to COVID-19. Meanwhile, public schools in Kansas will be closed for the rest of the academic year. I'm Antonia Gonzalez.
National Native News is produced by Kawanak Broadcast Corporation with funding by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting.
Hey, Ivan. Good to see ya.
You too. What brings you here?
I'm informing people about the 2020 census.
The census? Yeah, everyone knows about that.
They don't. They really don't. But I do. And when we participate, it helps determine funding. You know, for things like grants and programs in our communities.
Cool, that's good to know.
The census is for all American Indians and Alaska Natives. Shape our future. Start here. Complete the census at 2020census.gov. Paid for by U.S. Census Bureau.
Native Voice One, the Native American Radio Network.